Alright, so I forgot to teach you guys something pretty important. Um, I was just looking over like a little guide I have, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty important. So let's work on that. Basically, we're going to learn about more operators other than these less than and greater thans. Like, let's say, I don't know. Let's go back to integers real quick. Delete all that. Let's say we have int x equals, or how about this? Int apples equals 5. And let's say we have int bananas, however you spell bananas, equals 7. So that's basically what we did before, just set it to something, blah blah. But let's say we wanted to add the two. So how would we go about doing that? We could do a few things. One, we could just be like C out apples plus apples plus bananas, and then end line, and let's see what that does. And we get 12, which is correct. So we can do it like that, or we could be like int total equals apples plus bananas, and instead of semicolon, instead of apple plus bananas there, we could just do total. And if we did save that and run it, we also get 12. So that's basically how you add stuff. If we did subtract, we could do the same thing. Hit run, and we get -2. I mean, integers go up and down to like a ridiculous number I can't remember ever, so it's pretty good. I mean, the only time you'll really need large numbers is if you're doing some high scale application or a game or something. But that's basically how you add subtract things. But let's say you wanted to increment something. So let's say we did apples plus plus semicolon. What this is going to do, there's no total now, so if we did apples plus bananas, and let's try running and see what it does. We get 13. So you're probably wondering what this did, and if you're not, you probably already know. Basically, it just increments it by 1. When you do plus plus, it's just going to auto increment by 1. So you're probably wondering what's the point of that if you're new to programming. And the point is, let's say later on we're going to learn about these things called loops, and they basically do what they sound like. Loops basically are just, they loop. They run through your code over and over till something in your code tells it to stop. So let's say we have a loop that's running apples plus plus each time, it would just keep incrementing up and up and up. So that's a little ahead of where we're at, but yeah, that's the basic operands. We could also do minus minus. So if we exit out of this thing and run it, we now get 11. So it's pretty basic. I'm sure you guys get it. If you don't, leave a comment. I'll try to help you out. But so yeah. So let's say we want to do something more advanced. What if we wanted to do something like, you're probably wondering, what can I do in programming? You're probably seeing all this stuff like, oh, this is all fine and dandy if you want to talk about apples and stuff, but what if you wanted to do something like, if apples are greater than 5, then see out, we have more than 5 apples. So what if we want to do that? So how about we do this? Int apples equals 6 semicolon. So let's run this. And if I bring it over here, it says we have more than 5 apples. So since we have 6 apples, according to this a little bit, apples equals 6. So if apples is greater than 5, do this. Anything in these brackets. So, but let's say else, and more brackets. These are the curly braces next to the P, by the way. Let's do see out. We have less than 5 apples. Alright, so let's try this. We still have more than 5 apples. So that means if this is the case, then do this. Else, if it's not the case, then do this. So it didn't run this at all, if you noticed. Because this was the case, and we didn't have to worry about this. It just skips over it, goes right to the freeze, and returns 0. So what if we made apples like 4 and ran this? And then there we go, we have less than 5 apples. So it skips over the first if and goes right to the else because we have less than 5 apples. So that's basically your basic if else. We could also do else if apples is less than 5. We could do that. So basically, if apples is greater than 5, it will run this, and else, if apples is less than 5, it will do this. But there is no else now, so if like none of these are the case, which in the case of this, it will do nothing. So none of those were the case. So, but if we did something like less than or equal to 5, and we ran it, it will run the second one. So that's kind of how it works. Play around with it. Do like basic if-else stuff, like greater than, less than. You can't do plus or minus in these things because it's basically looking for a condition. So you need a greater than or a less than or a greater than equal to or a less than equal to. Or actually you can even do equal equal, which is something I should have mentioned. You don't do equal when you're looking at comparison. You do equal equal, which means checking to see if like these two are like equal to each other. Because if you, this is an assignment operator, which means set apples equal to 5. It works right to left. So don't get confused by that. It probably will be confusing, but you see how we're using it there? It's like setting 5 equal to apples. So, or apples equal to 5. So setting 5, and it just kind of hops it over there and brings it there. So if we want to compare though, we want equal equal. So that's basically that. Next time we'll probably go over a while loops or something like that, but that's it for now, so see you guys later.